smoking gun in this case means literally a photo of them together. So if you and the audience can come up with a photo, then essentially you've set Reverend Pinckney free. That's what we need, and that's what I want to get across this episode. We need a smoking gun here. And again, we have a stack of evidence that says they work together. But let me explain. I'm trying to make this a clear picture. Last year's parade, the one that she's the chair of, featured this clerk, Sharon Tyler, and Sheriff Paul Bailey. And so you can't tell me that Gail Freeling, who's the chief organizer of the parade, who is also the town treasurer, didn't have professional dealings with the clerk or the sheriff, who appeared in her parade. And this is not the Macy's Thanksgiving parade. It's a couple dozen cars driving through a small town, Webster, like just down the main street, and Gail spends all of her year planning who's in this parade. There's not that many people. We're talking like 50 people at most in the entire parade. The prosecution has been featured for several years on standing on floats and waving and leading this. So she plans this all year. So our legal team has started calling this Gail Freeling's parade to make it more clear. Like I said, she's the chief organizer. This is her thing. When you start calling it the Blossom Time or the Flag Day Parade, everybody gets confused and thinks it's this other thing. And what's this obscure connection? But if you think about it, think of it as what it is, Gail's parade, then suddenly the fact that the prosecution are up there on floats annually, the conflict becomes a lot more apparent. So to put it simply, we have a list of clear connections, but no photograph of Gail Freeling with Sharon Tyler or Paul Bailey. In fact, before the show, I was looking myself right now through photos at the pig roast that takes place after the parade. There's the parade and then there's the pig roast. Because I'm trying to find this photo, because this photo will set Reverend Pinckney free. That's it. Simple as that. So I'm sitting in this high-rise looking over D.C. and the Capitol and then scrutinizing this pig roast to find their faces. And so I'm asking you all out there to help me if you can look too. Get yourself familiar with the details of the case. I'm not any better at investigating than anybody else. And what's worse is my limited time and the fact that Pinckney's freedom depends on this connection. As usual, quickly, I want to stress fundraising for court costs and legal fees.
Daniela, let me just ask you one thing before we push on.
Yeah.
Could the defense not subpoena the telephone records of Gail Freeling and in her individual capacity and also in her capacity as the organizer of this parade and pig roast? Because if she's got all kinds of telephone calls going back to Bailey and Sharon Tyler, then that would close the issue.
Well, precisely what you just said is the kind of stuff I need other people to think of and write that to taxwallstreetparty@gmail.com, because that's a great idea. We could do that. And also that takes money, because our lawyers keep saying we want more money, more money, more money. And they're not going out and doing the investigation and all these things that you can think of. If you can think of it, I don't care if you think it's silly, write it to me. I wouldn't have thought to subpoena the phone records. So there you go. Things like that. Come up with ideas. We need to become private investigators right now. Before I was just saying that, we needed the donations for this for the court costs and legal fees and this stuff. I'll finish after the break.
Hang on 1 second. Our music is telling us the segment is over. It's all programmed in the computer. We'll be right back with Daniela Walls on World Crisis Radio.
Big business has discovered the preparedness market, and that makes it difficult to know where to go and who to trust. MyPatriotSupply.com is owned and operated by patriots just like you. Has the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more. MyPatriotSupply.com has old-fashioned values and the absolute best customer service in the industry. Look for the deal of the day. Unique, affordable survival supplies supplies that fit anyone's budget. Get same-day shipping on all orders and free shipping on orders over $49. Call 866-229-0927, 866-229-0927, or visit mypatriotsupply.com for emergency preparedness, self-reliance, and food independence. Shop with a name you know and a name you can trust. Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. mypatriotsupply.com.
Gold isn't for you? Ted Anderson, president of Midas Resources, one of the world's premier gold and precious metal investing firms. I get it. You wouldn't buy gold if you believed that the government is doing a great job, that the Fed will stop handing out trillions of dollars like bailout candy, that Social Security would be there for you. That's not what's happening. You might even pass on gold if the stimulus package wouldn't fuel inflation, or that the dollar wouldn't lose value, or that your retirement would be secure. If all looks rosy to you, then now is not the time to buy gold. For the realist, there have never been more sobering reasons to diversify with gold. Since 2001, the U.S. dollar index has tanked 30% while gold has risen 300%. Right now, savvy investors are adding gold to their portfolios. You should too. Find out what they know. Call us and I'll send you 10 reasons why gold will do very well, free. 800-686-2237. 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Yeah?
Do you want to see me, sir?
Well, I did, but now that I do, I'm not so sure.
Sir?
Johnson, I got a mission for you that could change your life.
Oh, good, sir.
It involves traveling halfway around the world without so much as half a clue of where you're going or what you're going to do when you get there.
Situation normal, sir?
Uh-huh. But I'll be leading this mission, Johnson, so I'll be telling you what to do.
You, sir?
That's right, Johnson, and I say first things first.
Oh, good plan, sir.
And what I say is first is food. Always remember that, Johnson. Food is a big deal.
Sir, my brother-in-law can give us a really good deal on some surplus MREs.
Johnson, if you've got half a brain and that empty head of yours, you'll call the freeze-dry guy like I did. That food is better for you, it rehydrates faster, and it's good, Johnson, and it keeps for up to 30 years.
Will we be gone that long, sir?
I hope not. Now get your supplies organized and meet me down to the pier at dawn on Sunday. We sail at sunrise.
Yes, sir.
This adventure is brought to you by the Freeze Dry Guy. Call 866-404-3663 or visit freezedryguy.com.
The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses we inflict upon it, it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
You're listening to GCN, proudly sponsored by UnseenNow.com. Lock down your digital life at UnseenNow.com. This is G's.
Chumps and losers go to Davos this year. Davos is passé. The new thing is the political economy of the American revolution too, in Silver Spring. And if you're interested, you've got a chance. You're going to have to drop everything and run on over there. Send us an email first, taxwallstreetparty@gmail.com, and we'll let you know whether there are any places still open. But act now. So, Daniela, we decided that there would be more ways to establish this connection between Dale Freeling, who has denied any connection to Sheriff Paul Bailey and also to the county clerk there, right, Sharon Tyler. This is all part of this railroading of Reverend Pinckney in Benton Harbor, Barbarian County, Michigan. By the way, I don't know if people noticed, but when you tuned in to the State of the Union address, you saw Congressman Fred Upton, one of the owners of the Whirlpool Corporation, super rich, biggest appliance manufacturer in the world. And Upton was sitting next to Paul Ryan, the top austerity ghoul from Wisconsin, right? The essentially the congressman from the John Birch Society. So that's who you're dealing with, right? That ugly, repressive, racist Republican machine.
And Fred Upton has been featured in this Three Oaks Flag Day Parade every year, too. He's the main featured guest, and then second in line are this Sharon Tyler and Paul Bailey. When you were saying, I was saying before that it comes down to a picture, and you were saying a phone record, great, both. Those are equally valuable. We need hard proof. You see what I'm saying, Webster? We need something tangible. There's documents that say she's the chair and Paul Bailey's on the board, etc. But she can always say, yes, that's true on paper. It'd be the same as this. It'd be like, there's no picture of you and I together, Webster, but if I asked under oath if I knew you, then I would have to say yes, obviously. But we're looking for a picture of us together, some phone record, something like that. You said, like, to set Reverend Pinckney, we need this hard evidence.
Or maybe there's an interview of the two of them or the three of them on some local radio, right? In other words, there are many ways to do this. Certainly, I would say the people who can't come to Silver Spring and you're sitting at home, well, get to work and go through the local publications, the local newspapers there in Benton Harbor, St. Joseph, Berrien County, Michigan, and such places, and see if you can find pictures of Gail Freeling, Freeling, right?
Yeah. And you can. I'm going to go through ways that you can familiarize yourself with her. It's Three Oaks, Michigan. If there happens to be an audience member from Three Oaks, Michigan, who knows anything, because it's a very small town, that would be a miracle. They can say, yeah, I saw them shopping together, or yeah, I was at this event with the two of them, because we're going to need to pull in witnesses. If we can't find anything in the phone records, then we're going to have to rely on witness testimony. So if you are listening and you're in that area, please contact taxwallstreetparty@gmail.com to get yourself familiar with the case. Get intimately familiar with this. Gail Freeling is the vice chair of the annual Three Oaks Flag Day Parade. You can look this up at, I want you to look at this website. I'm telling the audience, threeoaksflagday.com, THREE, Oaks, OAKS, flag, FLAGDAY.com. If you click on the website's top menu item that says committee, there are 3 board members, just 3. Gail is listed as vice chairman here. And under her name, listed as vice chairman, she has a quote, and she says, I like the Flag Day because it's a reunion for our community where we all come together. That's what we're talking about. And there's also thousands of pictures there that I just don't have the time to scrutinize. So if you could look through and get yourself familiar with these people's faces. So let's break down.
And once again, Gail Freeling, and then the Sheriff Paul Bailey, and then Sharon Tyler, the county executive, former state senator. Let me ask you this, Daniela. Here's in the earlier part of the trial, the prosecutor Mike Sepik had argued that circumstantial evidence was just as good as any other kind. I mean, probably because he didn't really have any evidence, right? He had none to try to convict Reverend Pinckney of forging these, tampering with these petitions. So Sepik's argument that you can convict without evidence, well, that would seem to apply to Gail Freeling. In other words, the circumstantial evidence that she's on all these boards where these people congregate, that certainly suggests that there is a link.
Of course, we have the lawyers get really touchy about that one because they're taught, in law schools that circumstantial evidence is the same as hard evidence. So you can technically convict somebody on circumstantial evidence. The problem, the situation we really want to focus on in the case of Pinckney is that the circumstantial evidence wasn't there. Meaning their only circumstantial evidence is that Pinckney would have wanted the dates to be changed. So circumstantial, you can convict somebody on circumstantial evidence, meaning if I'm driving a car and I hit you with a car